Hey guys, what's going on? Deltabot here, and we are back with another Titanfall 2 gameplay. And the subject of this one is Mr. Holopilot. And I feel like Mr. Holopilot does not get the recognition he deserves. And I'm just going to come out and say it. I feel like he's the best class in the game. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people that disagree with me, because very few people use the Holopilot. But I mean, just for my playstyle, I guess, I feel like he suits me the best. And I really wish I saw more Holopilots out there, because it is a really, really useful class. It's not as flashy as the other classes, obviously. You can't get a million feet in the air like you can with the grappling hook. You can't, phase shift out of rough situations like you can with the phase shift guy. You can't get across the map at about a quarter of a second like you can with the stim guy, and I am not even going to talk about the AWOL, because that shit needs to either get nerfed or go. But anyways, the main reason I think the Holopilot is the best is because of his versatility. And if you guys have watched my videos in the past, you know that I'm all about versatility. The more things something can do, the more I like it. What I mean by that is, let's just start with the simple one. You're in a straight up gunfight, and it's one-on-one. Using the Holopilot forces the other person to make a choice. If they can call which one is you, good on them, they win the gunfight. If they can't, I mean, it's basically you're giving them a multiple choice test, but instead of there being 4 answers or however many answers are normally on a test, and they have an hour to do it or whatever, there are only 2 options, but they've got half a second, and if they get it wrong, they die. So, I mean, I feel like, especially in straight-up gunfights, just the fact that you're forcing somebody to make a choice is really going to make it more difficult for them. Even if they do make the right choice, they're probably going to be a little bit nervous. So, I mean, then again, it also helps. And I understand, if you've got the phase shift or the stim, you've got an edge up on somebody because you can maneuver better. But I mean, to be honest, literally every phase shifter just tries to get behind you when they phase shift, so all you have to do is turn around. I mean, yeah, there are some people who will, that guy really needs to stop doing that. There are some people who will change it up, but for the most part, if you run into a phase shifter, they're going to try to get behind you when they phase shift. And also, if you listen, you can hear where they're going. So I feel like it's a good way to get out of a jam, but I don't know, I feel like there are ways to predict it. And I'm not saying I can call it every time. I've gotten killed by plenty of phase shifters, but I don't think it's the end-all be-all people seem to think it is, because I see so many people play it. The same goes for the stim guy. There's obvious reasons I don't play as the stim guy. I'm not a fast player. Excuse me, I'm not a fast player, so playing with a character whose only purpose is to go super fast doesn't really suit me all that well. And I hate turrets, by the way. But I can definitely see and watch this guy. Whee! Had he not jumped again, he probably could have killed me. But I can definitely see the allure of playing with the stim guy if that's your play style. And here's Mr. Hover again. Another good use, I feel, for the Holopilot is for clearing rooms. If somebody is in a room and you send the Holopilot in, chances are they're going to shoot at him. Now, that can give you a bunch of different advantages, but just basic, you know that they're there. And I'm super lucky that guy didn't punch me in the face. This is a really good example right here. The guy follows the Holopilot. Now, my teammate ran in there for whatever reason, because he was super excited to try and get that kill, and he almost died because of it, and probably would have had I not shot the enemy in the back. And I also don't know what this guy was doing. Like, why would you run into a gravity star? That don't make no sense. But right about here, I'm kind of realizing in this game that I'm having a really, really good game. And this one turns out to be one of my best games ever. You'll see what I mean at the end. But, oh yeah, called this guy to the left immediately. Oh, I forgot about the invisibility guy. You're not invisible. Sorry. I mean, there are times like if you're in somebody's peripheral or something like that, yeah, the invisibility will keep you hidden. But if I'm looking at you, it's pretty obvious that there's a person there. Like, I mean, it's like wearing digital camo in a forest. Like, yeah, no, you try to hide, but I can still see you. So, I think it's just kind of silly for PvP. It's useful for when you're going after Titans, because it's harder for a Titan to see somebody who's close like that. But in PvP, it's like, bruh, I can see you. And this is some really bad shooting right here. It was really bad. The guy managed to plop down a turret, which I obviously had to blow up because I hate turrets. And all in all, I guess just to sum up what I've been talking about, is I feel like the Holopilot is the most underused great thing about this game. I think that I'm kind of glad that not many people use him, just because it makes it a nice little secret. But I'm sad that more people don't use him, because he is such a useful tool. And I think people underrate him just because he isn't as flashy as a bunch of the other ones. And his uses aren't directly applicable to combat situations. I mean, you kind of have to be... It's one of those ones you got to be creative. So if you didn't catch that scoreboard, this was actually my first 40 kill game. I end up 43-5, which, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen people with like 80 KDs, but I'm not one of those people. So I'm really excited about going 43-5, just because it's my first 40 kill game, and that's really cool, I think. But all in all, my whole point is use Holopilot. He's the best. And if you don't think he's the best, well, your opinion's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Use whatever you want, but I would definitely say give the Holopilot a try, because I think he's just wildly underused for how useful he can be. And I think that his ability is just so widely applicable that not using him is kind of a crime. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my first 40 kill video. Make sure you leave a like or a dislike depending on what you thought. Subscribe if you want more. And I will see you all in the next video. Dictate how you engage, and that, realistically, will allow you to win more stuff. I mean, I do wall run a lot more than I used to, but it's definitely not a major part of my game.